Okay, good morning. This week we are back on the farm, and in particular we are on the Bio-Unit. Now before we start, because we've got loads to catch up on here, if you haven't subscribed and rung the bell yet, please do so. It's 8:30 Sunday morning, that's our video release, and it will notify you of that. But the main thing for me is we're just over 1,800 subscribers to date. By the end of March, I want to see us at 2,000. So if you haven't done, please hit subscribe, ring the bell. Now then, spin round. So first on the list of bits we've done is the car park. So we've had ANMAC back in, Mundo has come in, he has put us all the curbs in. Now we've got a bit of a difference in curbs, so we've got main road curbs running along the sides of the car parking area, but then when we get to the Bio-Unit itself, running down the side, we didn't need the expense of that big road curb because it's only to separate the walkway from effectively the grass. So that we've just put a standard sort of edging curb in, which is a very thin, narrow curb. It'll do what we need it to do without the expense of having these big road curbs running all the way around the side of that. Levels wise, it was a little bit of a tricky sort of shape, size and level. We've got to tie into the existing tarmac here where we've got the row of cobbles set into the splay that we put in when we put the drive in originally, and at the same time obviously we've got the Bio-Unit. If you remember, I sat that about 300mm higher than the rest of the site, so that is one of the reasons we've put this walkway around the edge in. We've got this walkway sat at 2 courses of brick below damp, so that is like a standard house, so we haven't got that level threshold like we've got everywhere else we've done. And then after that we needed to lose a bit of ground again, so that's where we've put the curb in to lower us again another 4 inches. And then what we've been able to do then is we've run this part here into this gully pot drain here, and then just higher level there, it breaks its back and it runs down to an eco drain then that we've got running round the side of that building. Now that building then, the downpipe off that runs into a drain, and all the eco drain and everything runs down and into the pipe and effectively into the attenuation pond behind the unit. So that has all gone in an absolute treat. I was very mindful as well, I was going to get whinged at for putting a nice little bit of grass verge here by Papa G because he can't get his mower on, so we were clever enough to put a drop curb in like what you'd see on the side of a road. So we put a drop curb in so he can get his mower on and off there, so he's not going to be able to whinge at me. And then tarmac wise, we've done the same as normal. We put the base layer in and then we've topped that off. So that's all done. We've just got the walkways round the Bio-Unit to do. We're only doing 3 sides of that, which is the 2 sides here and this front elevation in tarmac. The back is going to be in concrete because 1, that's where everybody's walking, more so with dirty boots, and 2, we've got a flat spot that we need to put in for the outside boiler that's going to run the heating of the Bio-Unit. So that's why we've done that, because the main thing really is, if you don't know it, cow shit does affect tarmac more than it does concrete. So I wanted concrete at the rear because that's where we're going to be walking and there'll be more chance of any shit lying around. So that's what we've done there. Let's go and have a look inside. So inside the Bio-Unit we've got loads that's gone on. If you remember the last time we were here, I had personally done all of the insulation work on my own while Wayne and Clayton had done next to nothing that day. After that we've laid all the underfloor heating pipes. Wayne has screeded that, which we told you last time. And then now Wayne has done all the stud work inside. So all the rooms and the corridors, everything is now laid out where we want it to be. And all the basic plumbing works is done. So all of the water pipe, as in we've done it in copper. So all of that copper now has been run through to each room where we require water or a water source. And all the drainage is in as well, because Roy has put all the drainage in on the outside, pre-stoning everything up for us. So we've got the gully pots on the outside, and we've also got where the soil vent pipe is going to be, and we can boss the kitchen sink into it effectively. So all that's been done. We've then had JDC in. Bit of a complicated job for JDC. Not only have they got to wire everything, there are certain rooms that I want on a light switch. There's certain areas that I want covered by motion sensors, because I don't want lights left on in corridors all day, every day, or toilets for argument's sake. So we've got them on sensors. So there's a little bit more into it than normal. Obviously we've got a fire alarm thing to put in as well. On top of that, we've got the whole camera system, because on the outside of this building and the buildings down here, we've got all the additional cameras that I want to put in. So everything has all got to be piped back to where we've got our server point or our hub where all them cameras are controlled from. So we've got loads of work to do on that, but ultimately all of that cabling has got to come in and go out and do all its bits and bobs. Plus we've got the outside lights. Again, we've got some lights that are going to be dotted round that'll be on a time sensor, and then we've also got some stuff on a PIR sensor for when we're arriving early, late, lambing, carving, whatever it is at any time of the night. So loads going on that front. But in terms of the layout, the only thing that has made it a little bit more awkward in here is me, because again, I like my ceilings high, and as it's turned out, this ceiling is slightly higher than a normal ceiling. So when it comes to boarding and plastering, Mr. Kappa is going to have a bit of a whinge at me because it's more than one board tall, so it makes it a bit of a longer winded job. But ultimately, it's not him, it's Will that does all the work, so don't worry, Mr. Kappa. So, in terms of rooms, I've just come in through the first part of the corridor, and first room off the corridor is this, which is Mark's office. So we're going to have a desk space in here. We've obviously got Mark's chair will be sat this side. We've got storage facility here for the day-to-day paperwork and bits and bobs that we need. And also, there's going to be some bits and bobs for lockable storage for any drugs that we keep in excess of the stuff that's being used on a daily basis. So this is a nice secure room. It's going to have a lock on the door so you can't get in and out when you come into the unit. Behind you, this tiny little room here, this is just going to be for archive storage. So we're going to have some filing cabinets and some basically big tool units in here, and we can keep all the paperwork of everything because we've got to keep it forever and a day. So all the red tractor, all the farm assured, all the different governing bodies paperwork, everything will be kept in this room. Spin round. So this room now, this is effectively the wash facility. So this is the room that you come into before you can go onto the farm. So we've got a shower unit going in there, which Wayne has done the plumbing to. In here then, we'll have the door opening inwards. We've got sink, we've got toilet, and then we've got basically a bank across there in which we can put washing machine and tumble dryer on a stacker unit because it's far enough away, so any dirty clothes can go straight in there. We'll also have a bin for any waste overalls, and at the same time we'll then have lockers that everybody can keep their clean and dirty stuff in. So that'll all work a treat. It's a nice big room, nice big, effectively, family bathroom. And then through here into this room, which is the brew room. So we're going to have kitchen units across here. Now the kitchen units that are going to go in an L shape across there, and probably a couple of wall units as well, we're going to try and utilise out of the existing temporary dwelling that we were living in. So we're recycling that rather than having to buy new, so we're saving money, which is great. But along there, we're going to put a bank of units. We've got the sink pretty much going in the middle of the window, and then we're going to put a dishwasher in as well. And apart from that, we just need a table and chairs in here, and then we're pretty much done, because there will be a sink immediately to your left when you come through the door. So the door behind you is where you come in if you're working on the unit, or if you visited the unit and you're coming to leave. So if you come in through that door and you're just on brew, you can wash your hands in that sink there, which is like a clean station for decontamination when you come in. Then you come in, you have your brew, and then basically you can go back out to work. If you are coming to leave the site, you will then turn right and you will go through that decontamination system and back out the far side, cleaner than when you come in. So tomorrow, as in Monday, Mr. Kappa's lot are coming to do all the boarding and skimming. So in another sort of week's time, to maybe 2 weeks at tops, this will all be sort of skimmed out, done, and ready then for Mr. Wainwright to come and do his painting. So it's pushing on quite nicely. Flooring wise though, I'm not sure what to do. At the minute, I'm thinking of the sort of fancy flooring that you have in like a hospital or a doctor's surgery that has got the vinyl matting or the vinyl flooring, whatever it's called, that comes up the side and sort of casts its own skirting. So that's the plan at the minute. I'm just waiting for a couple of prices on that because I don't think it's particularly cheap, but at the same time, I want something hard wearing that you can run the mop round every single day of the week and keep it absolutely pristine clean. Because it's pointless having this nice fancy unit if you're going to be traipsing effectively disease through the corridors and pick it up on your boots and take it elsewhere. So the only other thing that we've got is in the corner of the room over there, not accessible from inside, it's from outside. We've put an additional door in on the outside of the building. We've got an outside loo. So again, if you just need the loo when you're on the farm, you haven't got to traipse in through the decontamination system just to nip to the loo. So that's pretty much it for the catch up here. Like I say, in the next week or two, there will be mountains more going on, and we've got a fair bit of footage to show you. So if you like what you've seen, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and we will leave you with a beast of a Bio-Unit montage.